Okay, here we go. Chapter 5, Sefer of the Yanuka, Darchei Agula, the pathways of the redemption. Sorry, my voice is a little sore. I've been singing for many days in Sukkot, so I lost it a little, but we're good. Bechol pedus v'atzala shenaseis yisrael yesh bazeh giloi shechina. Whenever in history there's some type of salvation or redemption or like saving that the Jewish people experience from their enemies, that happens to us, that happens to the Israelites. Within this saving of us, there's a revelation of the Shekhinah, of the divine presence. God's divine presence gets revealed when the Jewish people get saved. Ki or Hashem Yisbarach nimtza tamid, because the reality is God's light is always present. It's always there. It's always in reality. V'ha'alamaso v'hastoraso min habruim hu galus hashchina. And the fact that it's hidden and not apparent or not revealed, it's like there, but it's hidden. You can't see it, but it's there. When it's hidden and not revealed from the creation, this is called the exile of the Shekhinah, the exile of the divine presence. So we say God's divine presence is locked up in exile. What does that mean? It means it's hidden. And when God's name becomes sanctified in the world, and it's seen, everyone sees it, and everyone sees God's divine presence, and that the laws of nature can get like suspended, that God intervenes by us, and it looks like it's not possible. Like the divine providence that went into this saving, it's clear that God is controlling the natural world. That is in of itself the redemption and the elevation of God's divine presence. So again, God's divine presence is always here no matter what. But it's considered it's in exile when we're not aware that it's here. Once we become aware of God's divine presence leaves the exile. So the redemption and the exile of God's divine presence solely relies on our awareness or lack of awareness of it. Fascinating. Bechach begulas Mitzrayim nishbahu organus meirom hamalois ve'er b'makom hagalus. And similarly, as we see an example of this reality is the redemption that the Israelites had from Egypt. When this hidden light, this light of creation, shone down and was like released from this high level, and it lit up the place of the exile. It came from this lofty place, this light, and it lit up the whole entire galut, the whole entire exile of the Israelites. Ubachach nigla shchina v'yatzu Yisrael miMitzrayim. And this, in of itself, was the freeing and the redemption of God's divine presence. And the Israelites left Egypt. So God's light gets revealed. We see it. God leaves the exile. So we're like, oh, now we get to leave the exile because God left the exile just because we were now aware that God's divine presence is a reality. The Yanuka is like foreshadowing how we're going to get out of the exile. And this principle that he's teaching us is a constant for all time and all generations. Because whenever this hidden light is revealed and shines, at that time, then all the things that are holding up Israel, that are keeping us constrained and in exile, become subdued and canceled out. We become free through all the things that are constricting us and keeping us in the exile. They get canceled out because this light is now apparent. We're aware of the light. And at that time, God's name gets strengthened and magnified and sanctified and revealed in all the worlds. And that is in of itself the redemption of the divine presence. So the redemption of the divine presence is when we become aware of it. The second everyone knows about it, redemption time. So the Yanuka is foreshadowing that we should just simply be aware of the divine presence, we will all collectively get out. But it seems that God will intervene in reality and show us something that's like blows our mind. We're like, oh, God's presence is obvious. Boom, exile over. I love you all so much. Happy holidays. Let's get out of the galut.